Hello and welcome to Inside the Owl Studio. I am pleased to announce today's interview will be with EyeCare Partners, one of Owl's uniting sponsors. EyeCare Partners is a clinically integrated partnership of optometry and ophthalmology clinics and surgery centers providing a full spectrum of eye care. Through new partnerships, they continue to expand their network and are committed to setting the industry standard in patient care and innovation. Their network of eye care providers is doctor-led, partnership focused, and powered by state-of-the-art technology, and they have a mission to enhance vision, advance eye care, and improve lives. And without delay, I would like to introduce you to today's interviewee, Dr. Terri Gossard, National Medical Director of Clinical Integration for EyeCare Partners. Hi, Terri.
Hi, Abby. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you. And today, for our audience, Terri and I will discuss specific activities and initiatives that EyeCare Partners are utilizing to develop rising leaders to help ensure they can bring their true selves to work. On that note, I will turn it over to you, Terri.
Well, thanks, Abby. Yeah, you outlined really well. EyeCare Partners, we're a bit of a unicorn in that we have, 700 optometrists, 300 ophthalmologists, all working together across half the country. And as this unicorn, one of the things that we did was survey all of our staff, all of our doctors, all of our clinicians, all of our front desk, back desk, admin, and did a soup to nuts, how are you kind of thing. We've grown quickly, and it was interesting for us to kind of lift up the hood and hear what's working, what's not working, and what can we get to you for you to help you be better at your role. And independent of position, I think it came back across all types of jobs and all types of responsibilities that there was a desire for leadership training, which I thought was interesting. But they knew that they had things to bring to the table, but they wanted to be better at doing it and help to ignite that passion among others. So as a result, EyeCare Partners has invested a considerable amount of time and treasure into our ability to execute leadership training. Our director level and above is now teaching our direct reports on the types of things that help you yourself, your own personal development to become a better leader. Just a takeaway, we start with just how do you manage your day, or your week, and you think of, what are the big things, what are the big obstacles that are going to be in your way? Let's focus on those first. Focus on those when you're at your best, and that could be different for everybody. And then let the little things that sometimes we tend to go to first because they're easier to attack, let those be lower in priority. So that's fascinating. How to conduct a meeting, what you need to do beforehand, during, and after to really make it effective. Is it a meeting that needs to be a meeting? Is it an email? All this to say, it's just the basic toolkit, if you will, to build that leadership and, quite frankly, drive towards better teamwork. Because I think as we do develop this collaborative care between optometry and ophthalmology, teamwork is paramount. So excited. So we're probably, I think now about 3 months into this program, but it's very comprehensive, and I've taken a lot away from it myself personally. And this is someone that's a little little further along in their own careers. I'm surprised at some of the things that I'm picking up along the way as well. So definitely a priority for the company.
I think that leadership training is essential. And it's interesting that we're talking, EyeCare Partners and OWL, we're, really that leadership training is something we pride ourselves in. We have a leadership summit coming up at the end of September. So hopefully, audience, if you're listening before this airs, if you're interested, please go to owlsite.org for more information. But I think back to EyeCare Partners, that's so wonderful that you are meeting that need for your staff and the doctors and the optometrists, because I do think that it's one of those areas that we talk about, but actually implementing something that's maybe a longer term initiative, not just a one and done course, right? And it sounds like this is a longer term investment from the company. And I just love to see that, because it's so important to keep everyone engaged. And to your point, even seasoned or more tenured professionals I think can get huge takeaways. I was just on a call yesterday and, I learned a lot. And you would think, as old as I am, maybe I wouldn't, but it's really important, I think, for every level, just getting into a professional position or you kind of mid-career or even later in career, educating yourself and developing those skills is just really important. And especially with collaborative care, bringing that into the mix is awesome. So sorry, I think that's
No,
great.
no, you're preaching to the choir. And I really do firmly believe, there's skills that you can be taught and that you can learn. And then there's also that value set that's really important too, right?
Yeah.
Making sure
Yep.
that you're putting people first, making sure that you don't keep score, making sure that, you're driving towards that collective goal that everybody's bought into. If you can get the values set and then give our leaders the tools and the skills to go forth and be productive, it's just a win for everybody.
Yeah, and I think we'll end this kind of on a note that I do believe, the values and the mission and vision of any organization is where you always want to drive back to. And so your training and all the decisions you make should kind of go back to that mission and vision and take that into account. So I love it. And I really appreciate your time and EyeCare Partners. Really collaboration with Owl. It's been wonderful to see and I appreciate it. But now we have to move on to our fun questions of the day. First, Terri, what is your favorite word in eye care?
So I had a lot of this question caused me undue stress. So I thought favorite is that like so one that there are a lot of funny words in eye care. One of my favorites is an episcotist, which you have to be very careful when you say it. But it's actually it helps with it's an optics thing. I'm not going to bore you with the optics, but when I really wanted to settle down and think about my favorite, not to get too corny, but I like the word clarity, because I think, obviously it's what our field, what we're aiming to achieve, right? Clarity for our patients, in their vision, making sure that they understand what we're communicating to them, but it's also kind of an elegant metaphor for the impact that eye care professionals have on our patients' lives. So I eschewed some of the more crazy words and really just stayed with clarity.
I love it. I love that. And what would be your least favorite word in eye
Well, all
care?
the ones that I can't say, like that, there's, again, I was trying to answer the real one, and I think complications was always a challenge for me. I hated that, and that stretches across patient clinical care onto administrative tasks as well. Complications can sometimes, cause the hair to go up on the back of my neck. But then there's words that I can't say that I'm not even going to try to say. I was giving a continuing education lecture this past weekend, and I tried to say, I can't even say it now. HA, it's or I can't say it. I don't like the words.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Those hard to pronounce words, but that one you first mentioned, I can't, I won't even try.
Don't try it. You can get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if you could have any role besides the one you currently have in kind of the eye health space, if you'd want to try to pursue it, what would it be?
Well, I feel really blessed to have the role that I have. But if I was going to, make a career turn, one of the things that in my course of getting to this point in my career that I worked with was a school-based health center here in Cincinnati. So we knew that there are a lot of barriers to care for children. And we got around a lot of those by actually building a brick and mortar facility within a school here in Cincinnati that now delivers 5,000 comprehensive eye exams every year to students
Wow.
in need. These students are, 97% of the school qualifies for free and reduced lunch. So, and then we know that if you don't have clear and consistent vision, that's going to impact on your ability to learn and ultimately be a member of society. So I think if I had all the time in the world, I would probably try to replicate that all across the country, because I think we truly have a children's vision public health crisis. 25% of vision screenings that fail make it to an eye doctor, only 25%. So here we have this population that we
Huge.
know is challenged, and yet we can't
Hmm.
get there. So I would probably try to do something in that space.
I love that. I love that. And what role would you not attempt and why?
Um, well, again, now this is kind of tongue in cheek. I think I carry, I love all the opportunities that you can do. But when my technician was out and I had to do a lot of the pre-testing and I was forced to do a confrontation field, I'm like, I feel ridiculous. And so I want to never, ever have to do a confrontational visual field again where people are staring in my eyes and I'm waving my hands around. So I draw the line there.
There you go. There you go. Last serious question. If you could do any one thing to contribute to authentic leadership in ophthalmology, what would it be?
Yeah, so I thought a bit about this one too. And I really think for me, one of the most important things is just to maintain open and empathetic communication. I think it's important for people to be able to communicate, but importantly, to feel heard. If someone feels like their opinion is heard, even if it's a outlying opinion, it's not what the ultimate decision is that's going to be made. I feel that you have the ability to drive consensus and move forward from that. I think all too often in leadership in any field, if there is disagreement, that's viewed negatively. When in fact, I think disagreement is and working through it and getting to a decision through open, empathetic communication is what builds the better team and ultimately gets you to your goal. So communication is always really paramount for me.
Good. I agree 100%. And I think as a society, we need to work on that. So
Yeah, just an eye
yeah,
care, right? Right.
yeah, yeah. Um, okay, so this is your fun question, and this is off the cuff. If you could be any athlete, alive or dead, who would
Oh
it be
no.
and why?
Oh no. Any athlete, alive or
Any
dead?
athlete, alive or dead.
See, I've got a long so Abby knows that I am a Cincinnati Bengals fan. I'm also a Reds fan. I'm also a Buckeye fan. I'm born and raised in Columbus. So boy. I think I'm gonna go with the guy of the hour right now. I Joey Burrow. He's a guy who has his values set straight. Um, not afraid to have a little fun along the way, but ultimately gets down to business and delivers. So yeah, it might that's
Nice.
probably give an hour's dissertation on all the different sports figures, but we'll go with Joe Burrow as the NFL season is almost upon us.
And I endorse that, especially his awesome outfits. I love them. But Terri, this has been a pleasure. I thank you and EyeCare Partners again for everything you do for Owl. And, if there's anything we can do for you, you let us know. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Abby.
Okay. Bye bye.